My name is Andrzej Biesiekirski. I'm board member of Euvic. Today, I'm going to share with you some of the ideas we have and share our experience we have regarding digital transformation and innovation, and share with you how to do those things possibly better way. So today, here is the agenda. So first of all, what is ideation as a service? Why do we need it? We'll talk about some of our experience, what we've seen, why some things that we were doing in the past and that some companies are still doing, they don't work that well. And we also will talk how should an ideation as a service approach look to meet certain requirements to drive business value. We'll show you briefly how it is structured, what kind of tiers are there, and what can you expect. We'll also have some case studies. We'll also have the session about the Q&A, and we'll also have some points for interaction. So there is a common perception that digital business transformation is key to companies' future, and more interestingly, to your career. So if someone is dealing with those things, how well you would be dealing this potentially might impact the way you develop yourself. It's a pretty obvious thing, but it's worth noting. So regarding the digital transformation, there are many aspects you could take into account. So it's about like value contribution, and it could go to things like social media, mobility, Internet of Things, analytics, cloud, blockchain, and more other things. And it can evaluate and move into many different directions, or can start from the center and grow gradually. And basically, there are many paths to it. So what ideation as a service is. This is something that can help and test and verify the ideas before any big decisions are being made. Sometimes it's known as rapid prototyping, or minimum viable product creation, or innovation workshops. But let's say you have the idea, and you want to test it. But how you do this? Let's say you want to do rapid prototyping or minimum viable product creation. Sounds great, but how do we do this? So using this service, the purpose is that the customer would have a clear view, like what can be achieved and how to do it, and depending on the level of involvement, depending on how much time and effort and budget and money you want to spend, the outcomes may be more and more concrete. So the question is, I've raised traditional innovation workshops from the past. Why don't it work? The thing is that what we see, and what is not only we, but many other companies and analyst companies are seeing, that in order for modern enterprises functioning today, they need to be working in something that is called bimodal. I'll explain it later. So the thing is that if you take something that used to work a couple of years ago and you apply today, given on one hand you have a number of systems that require stability, and you want to do some like rapid revolution about certain areas, it's kind of hard to get good results. And here is the quote from the research from Gartner. And by the way, as a follow-up, if you for those who would be interested, we could send you the link to this research. It's basically about assembling a group of highly specialized, highly competent, dynamic people that would go down and sit together with the customer. And I like this particular slide because it shows the challenge. The challenge is big, and I remember rewinding 20 years back, there was a question on one of the project management courses. How do you eat an elephant, right? So you need to slice it into, although I wouldn't eat an elephant personally, but even the slightest piece, I believe they should be happy walking around Africa and India. But anyway, using this example, what we see when we talk to the customers, they have an idea, but they don't that it's big. And at the beginning, there are many options, many ways. The customers don't know which ways will work, how to bring it more and apply for bigger budgets. They would be asking for many things. And I highly recommend going to the Gartner's website and searching for this document, and explains it in very detailed way. So the key ingredients, they come down to a defined approach. So we've been doing those things for some time. We have applied proper framework for this, and one thing is assemble this squad of experts, but another thing is, what do we do there? How do we work during those days? And here we have also a description of how the service would be conducted, how the scope, what can we expect, what would be the scope, what would be the result, and what are the team roles during this session or those sessions. And it helps everyone participating knowing what to expect and prepare better. And it's often said that, okay, we need to have a success, we need to have tangible results, we need to take it further. With digital transformation, if you spend a lot of time on analyzing, you're losing the momentum, you're losing market opportunity. So there is an approach that, okay, we say, or customers say, we want to experiment, we want to fail fast, we want to limit the cost of failure, we want to learn from the experimentation, and this is what ideation as a service about. So here is the thing for the survey. I would like to do a quick poll here, and I will be happy if you take the opportunity and answer it. Let's share the results. So I would like, so as we can see, many of you have never asked two or more separate teams to work on an idea. Some smaller percentage, congratulations, are asking two or more teams, and sometimes so thank you very much for this sharing. Let's continue. So what is this bimodal thing or concept I was mentioning about? So looking at today's enterprise, there are systems that manage the company, that run the company, like big SAP, Oracle, or Microsoft installation, or dedicated banking systems or billing systems, and they need to be in place, and they are not to be touched. They go through complex release management, and the most important things, they need to be up and running to keep the company functioning. But if the company wants to grow and experiment with new ideas, the ways and methods used in mode 1, they simply do not work. Like the experimentation, we have our ERP or billing system, and let's say, why don't we change this? The outcome may be that the whole system will stop functioning. But on the other hand, if we are dealing with new and innovative things, we need to have another more agile approach. Euvic, by its genes, is Mode 2 company. Although we do have a number of customers we are Mode 1, but we are bimodal with strong Mode 2 focus. So the thing is, while we were a couple of years ago, we were looking at ourselves, how we are helping our customers, what our customers are asking, and when we looked at the opportunities, we've noticed that we need something to help our customers to work on new innovative ideas and changes even better. And in opinion of our customers, it surpasses the traditional innovation workshop. And that they are able to have their questions answered much faster. So if you look at the four typical pillars, or they can be moved really presented as a circle of the modern development process, we would have those: innovate, design, build, and run things. And if we look at the first one, innovate. Like the true innovation is born within days, sometimes within hours. But then to design, to make it better, to make it visible, takes weeks to months. And then to maintain and grow and stabilize, it goes in time. So with this, ideation as a service, first of all, we give our customers the opportunity to interact with our best of the best people. Having a couple of thousand people on board, which are great people, some show more interest, more curiosity. What's out there? What's more? They have a lot of experience. They have been in many different projects, and they have a lot of passion to deal with the most important new technologies, not only Internet of Things, not only big data, but things like blockchain, machine learning, etc. And you are able to get the right people on things when you need what you need, when you need, and have it done fast. It is about speed. The concepts we are talking about is also common in lean startup. Being an entrepreneur for my last 20 years of business experience, what I have learned that what works is being lean, doing the only things that are necessary here and now. And in order to bring something new, you must concentrate on most valuable things. Okay, and then you need the framework to work out the details and create a stable solution. So before we go to, I wanted to show you some case studies. But before we go, I can give you like 10-12 minutes to go through the tiers, how it is structured, so that you would have a better understanding. First thing, let's we have organized those in tiers, and tier 1 is something very quick, lasts fairly shortly, and it's about experimenting with emerging technologies. So let's say you want to do something with either Internet of Things or virtual reality, and combine and test some of those things. So we'll look at the idea, like we'll use the approach of looking at the idea through child's eyes, without any pre-assumptions, with open mind, and we'll look around what can we do, and then we'll spend with the customer, after doing some pre-work, 2 days workshop, with playing with the technologies and bringing the requirements to the next level, looking at data provenance, where the data comes from, how it flows, what are the outputs, what would be like the idea about the data model and technology stack. So it's there would be typically 3 persons on our side will be playing with the technology, would have have one workshop. It will take 2 days. Tier number 2 would be repurposing of well-established technology, and apart from the difference would be, apart from the understanding and playing with the technology, we would be building a product, something that the customer can take and show to other stakeholders. So, and typically what we've done with Tier 1, we have played with technology. We have some better grip, and it's time to bring. Although it's time to bring those things into action. And here, the customer's participation is proportionally smaller in comparison to Tier 1, because that's the part where we are working on, and the customer is providing input or takes the decision if we need to change dramatically something. So apart from the prototype, we would have customer journeys, Strawman models, mockups, would have like more tangible feasibility assessment, certain cost estimate, and just commenting on what that would mean, like what would be like the repurposing of the use of well-established technologies. We're doing for some customer advanced video surveillance project, and it required a lot of technology aspects, legal aspects to be analyzed. The frameworks on one hand, the hardware on the other, combining it and making sure that it will work in a reasonable time. But then it's time to bring it to see what's out, what we already have in place, what is already working, and in this concept, how it can work. How it can work better. Anyhow, the typical Tier 2 project would be taking around about two weeks. And coming back to Tier 3, that was the questioner I was asking you. Deliberate redundancy. Let's say you have a very brilliant idea, but you're sensing the time is very limited. The clock is ticking. So why not to assemble 2 separate teams that they will be working independently, and at some point you would compare the results and do the cherry picking, which pieces you like most from each team, and then proceed with the continuation of building a working prototype and as a foundation for further development. So based on the work from previous years, we would be doing additional research. We would do refinement of recommendation. We prepare development, deployment plan, and drafting. So it would be three workshops, 2 weeks teamwork, and duration should be 5 weeks. More or less. And so those tiers 1 to 3, we see that drive most interest from our customers during the workshops of ideation as a service. And let's have a brief look at Tier 4. What is different? What is addition? Basically, it's looking at the monetizing options and the analysis how the solution might be perceived by the customers. So we would be working with psychologists as well, and working with our creative and marketing teams, come with the ideas how it can be used, what kind of business impact it can have. Utilizing focus groups, A/B testing, UI testing, and so the Tier 4, it's everything that Tiers 1 to 3 contain, plus survey, projects impact, commercial plan, and monetization model. Okay, so here is a summary about it, and again, it's like 1.5 months duration. And here we have a chart of comparison where you can see what you get with which tier, how long, if you look at the bottom line between tier 1 tier 2, how much time does it take, with what kind of effort is being made. I think I've managed to do this in less than 12 minutes. Here we come to an interesting point. This is what I was hearing from some of our customers that were telling me, Andrzej, you know, honestly, given our current vendor landscape and the people we have on board, we are able to conduct actually any innovative things. But the thing is that those innovative things, they touch several areas, usually at minimum 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 areas. And for us to organize it and go through internal discussions and procurements to arrange like 2 weeks work, 2 days workshop, or with 3 different specialists and agree on the schedule, the scope takes immense amount of time. So let's run a second survey. By the way, there are just 2 surveys in this webinar. I want to ask you a question based on your experience. From the moment that an idea is born in either marketing department or product development department, usually how much time does it take you to have this 2 days or 2 weeks, 2 weeks workshop? Here we have the result. Congratulations. Some of you are acting really fast. I'm impressed. What is actually, I was expecting that more people would vote for the option more than 3 months. But anyhow, we have like 70% of more than 1 month. So if we are, this ideation as a service is about speed and structured approach, and for the quick test and verification of the ideas. So some case studies. This is American customer. We are working with them on a series of surveillance solutions, and they are working with big names, Subway, Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, present as well in Europe. And it's about testing and developing ideas and bringing them to action. And main questions we were asking were like, will it work? How? What can we do best? What we have at our hands? How much it will cost? How long will it take? And it's not only like for the new idea of the system, but for the new functionality of the systems, which are like internal startups themselves. And here we have a quote from CEO confirming this. And another example I wanted to share with you is a European example, this side of the pond. It's a hotel data company that is creating applications for hotel chains, and on many different aspects. The thing is that the hotels, they have a lot of data points, and if you want to bring new ways and new models for hotel chain, you need to be aware that there is a number of legacy systems, and it is as much challenging as working with the newest technologies where little is known about, because you need to work with the technologies that work, but the question is, how do you integrate with? Let me give you an example. Let's say there is an idea that for every customer that checks in with the family on their TVs, the adult channels wouldn't be even visible or available. It's based on the fact that apparently not only my teenage sons, are able to figure out the PIN codes for TVs. Other ones, one thing is seeing a channel, an adult channel, and ask for the PIN code, and another thing is not see this. But you know, those systems have been installed many years ago, and they do not have often number of steerings. So we were experimenting using Raspberry Pis, how we can connect and interconnect. So in outside, they would have a proper service-oriented architecture. So based on, and here we have another testimony of our customer. So we are coming, or maybe before we go there, sure. Okay. So we'll be ending the webinar soon. After the end of the webinar, you will have the following questions: how you are seeing it, was valuable, was my first time, and I have to admit that towards the end of it, I'm less stressed. I hope you didn't fall asleep, and would be good to find out later. So after the end of webinar, you'll see the survey to fill in. But to make a quick summarize, it is about the speed of materializing and visualizing new digital business ideas. What we hear from customers, they can get the results faster by up to 50%, in some cases even faster than 50%. Well, base depends on what the base is, and you can select whatever level you would require, which I think whether with tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, or we would like to start with tier 4, and as it is, and the thing is that it's very good for the ideas that can be handled or dealt with a smaller group of people. And also, what is important, once the idea is being developed or verified, we can bring it to life using Agile and DevOps principle. As for next steps, I would encourage you to go to our website, www.euvic.com/questionnaire, and there it's totally anonymous, and you have some questions and get some assessments and recommendations how your situation in regards to the ideation digital transformation is based on our understanding and knowledge what we have gathered so far. So we'll be launching other webinars about delivering the results through Agile and DevOps based principles. So I'll keep you posted. And by the way, you can also email me or call me directly if you want to talk about any parts. And yeah, here are my details. This is my picture from 2 or 3 years ago. I still kind of look similar. And so thank you for listening. I hope you kind of enjoyed it, and have a great day.